So this is our any percent speedrun strat right now. The world record holder Kirby did use this aspect, not necessarily this exact loadout, as far as I know. I haven't seen the latest record by them, which is a 5:02, but they do use this aspect. It's probably very similar at a minimum here. So we do have the hunters on. We're using aspect of pan for the daggers. Everything here is kind of just what you'd expect. You know, there's nothing outlandish that you'd want to even consider swapping, truth be told. Like, nothing's close, is what I would say. We're going to start with Poseidon's keepsake, because we really just want to put this special on... Sorry, Poseidon's special on the pan daggers here, because the on-hit effect is just really strong, considering how many hits you get out of the homing special here. We will be using the regular special a little bit, which kind of has a hook knives-ish property nowadays, if you haven't caught up with the recent patch. But yeah, this can deliver a lot of damage quickly. It's probably the top end of damage without requiring, like, absurd amounts of, like, duos and things like that. So that's aspect of pan your special seek foes in your cast. Fire more shots. If you channel for longer, it's 5 more shots than the other aspects. Hey, N30, how you been? Some other runner-ups, like Aspect of Medea is very popular for speedrunning right now after this. That's probably the second most popular one. Moros is semi-popular, but I think it's mostly between Pan and Medea. Medea, you might get more consistent load times, but you might need to get, like, the Exodia bullshit, basically, with Pan to actually achieve world records, potentially. Okay. For Fear, so I have double Frenzy on. You kind of can't see it, which should make enemies spawn faster. I say should because it's kind of questionable how useful this really is. A lot of runners are actually only using 1 level nowadays, because there's quite a few enemies that run away in Hades 2. So giving them double Frenzy means that they will simply run away faster as well, you know, which could be more of a detriment than it would actually help. Shadow is purely for 1 mini-boss and Airbus in case it spawns, in case you get it. It's the one that, like, slams down and swings at you, the viney thing. This way, the ads do not have to be killed before you can leave the chamber. That's the only reason it's on. It doesn't slow anything down otherwise, or at least it shouldn't. So it's a pure time save if you get that 1 chamber. Time's on for no particular reason. We're going by in-game time, which pauses very, very often in the game. In many different circumstances, but we'll talk about that as we go. I think that's pretty much it for our loadout. We did just show a death prior to this, even if I don't necessarily put it here on the YouTube video or something like that, if I do put this on YouTube. Ready, set, go. So right away, I'm holding down the sprint button as we're dropping, and you will auto-dash and sprint that way. You don't have to, like, match and get the frame perfect thing or anything like that. This way we can pick up the boon really quickly. Under a second is really good. Trying to pit you against each other? I don't understand. Some chatters nicely and some with contempt. Well, as you do. So, we really want the special. But depending how low your time already is, you might want to roll and get a higher rarity. Rarity is actually quite important at the point where we are. Our best time is a 542. So, personally, I would probably roll this once, maybe twice. At this point, I would probably just accept a common special just for the sake of showing it. Would I reset until I get, like, a rare or epic special here? Not yet, but I would at least roll once or twice here to see what I could get. So you got to drop the cast, charge up an Omega from time to time. There you go. Spam the button at the doors in order to do so. So we're going to have to go quickly. And you kind of just got to hope a lot of times. You're going to pause buffer a lot. So when the doors appear, you want to... Before the doors even appear, you would like to be pausing so that you can kind of mash pause so that you know which door you're taking as soon as possible as the rewards appear on them. It's not really a mechanic I enjoy doing in the any percent speed runs, but it's something that you really just have to do to have a very low time. So, in case you didn't see it, Poseidon's on the door right in front of us, Max Magic's on the left. We will need magic, but Poseidon is much more important. Whoops, I accidentally unpaused it and wasted a second there, probably. So I'm going to be using a mixture of Omegas and regular specials. Really nice enemies there, actually. I like to drop the cast, move away from the enemies, and kind of Omega toward them. You do have a limited range on this, so you have to kind of consider that as you go. But this should work out quite well. But Slope is one of the boons that we really need. Helps activate Origination. Enemies take more damage. It could get you towards the Legendary. It might not also, though. So let's just take Pretty Slope. Luckily, we didn't have to roll for it. So we're pause buffering again to choose which door. We definitely want the Nectar here to get the free palm. Ideally, you would hit up the special. Okay. Checking wells is actually not that important here, I'd say, most of the time. It's just very rare you actually get Chaos Gates offered or Light of Ixions that give you a Chaos Gate. Not to mention, there's so many free chambers in the game. If there was a Light of Ixion here, it's just incredibly likely that there's a different chamber I'd take anyway. So I think nowadays, compared to Hades 1, where you'd really want to check every single one, you might not be checking these wells super often, truth be told. Do we want the Witch's Mark, though, is the question. I think I will take it, just because Hecate can kind of drag it down a little bit. So Apollo is actually great to see here, naturally, because we really want Blinding Sprint. Ideally, we would get a very specific set of boons. Hey, speaking of Chaos Gates, right? And Blinding Sprint is one of them. Born Gain is also something that we want. There's obviously specific hammers that are much better than others, namely Spiral Knives. Easily the best in slot. However, I think I've kind of come around, and I think like Sure Shot Flurry is not bad. Sudden Flurry is okay too. Don't care about the rarity. You just really like move speed in this situation because zones like Morning Fields are big. They take a long time to travel through, so you definitely need the move speed. There's even other times like in Tartarus where the move speed will come in handy when you get the Fig Leaf triggers a lot. So we did get a Chaos Gate, but I don't necessarily want to take Chaos. Yeah, so this is kind of unlucky. We got a Chaos Gate, we got a shop, and we got Arachne all offered at once. Feels bad. The shop, I think, is the best. Gives you permanent rewards on like Arachne, although Arachne does have powerful... one powerful thing that you could have here, which is 40% faster channel speed. It's kind of crazy if you can keep it for a long time. But the shop could have a hammer, for instance. Chaos actually might not help that much. Chaos also doesn't pause the timer, unlike the other ones. I guess we will take more Poseidon here. So the timer is paused in this chamber. Any chamber where Charon appears, the timer will be paused. So we're definitely going for Hera after this. Buying Poseidon here is actually not super good. We already have Slippery Slope. The other boon that we would need to work towards the Legendary is Geyser Spout, but you need a cast boon to get Geyser Spout. You don't really want his cast. We already have Origination active from some other means. There are some other boons like Hydraulic Might. That would be okay. You do not want Sea Star. It's bad. It could cause you to spend more time in a chamber waiting to pick up additional rewards that you really don't want to have to wait for. It's just not worth it. Even if it's only a second or two. So, yeah, we don't care about fluid gain. That's going to be bad. It's just not enough magic return. You're just not going to touch it. It does help you get the legendary, but it's not going to be enough. So we're definitely going to go for Born Gain on the left. I am still considering Poseidon here. After Hydraulic Might, there's like Ocean's Bounty. Splash Fountain is really bad, we found out relatively recently. We don't care about the Hex. We just missed Arachne, so the armor doesn't matter either, so... Not a very helpful shop. This is the mini-boss that goes a little bit faster because of the Shadow Vow there. Just kill him, basically. You know what I mean? There's Born Gain. Rarity isn't super important. Exit the chamber. Let's go. I'm not going to even look at the rewards for the chambers, really, for something like that. Trials cannot appear on one exit doors, on one exit chambers, so we don't have to worry about getting screwed with a trial, for instance. That would be the only situation we'd want to be careful with the door. We don't really care what the reward is, as long as we can take it as soon as possible. Fountain is very nice. Spiral Knives, there you go. Spiral Knives, guaranteed every time. This is just an incredibly powerful hammer. It gives you way more specials. Way more, like, knives proccing. The extra damage, it's just insane. Runner-up again would be Sure Shot Flurry and or Sudden Flurry. Reaper Knives is okay, but it's nowhere near as high a priority as Spiral Knives, which is just insane. The damage output is actually crazy. I don't actually care about these exits, so I'm just going to take the door that doesn't require me to move any further. I feel like you get more knives like per second here too, kind of, if that makes sense. It doesn't necessarily increase your channel speed, you know, but it does mean that per second you're charging more knives, if that makes sense. Kind of just taking the closer doors again. What's up, Geek? You're hoping to see Artemis. You're hoping to see Nemesis, neither of which have appeared. Artemis can only appear on doors or in chambers that have a non-menu reward. So Artemis will not appear in a chamber where the reward is a palm, a boon, a hammer. So that might influence what you take there. We're going to go left because the right room does not pause the timer mostly. Hey, Geek.
Lord Charon set up shop.
Demeter. Yeah, you can take her and fill the cast slot in. That's fine. We don't actually need it for origination, but it could set up for Cherished Heirloom duo. Who knows? Maybe. There we go. Arctic Ring. It's not bad. It actually helps with the mini-boss in Oceanus a lot of the times, too. We'll take that max magic. That's probably all we need, though. Guaranteed Cherished Heirloom, right? So drop the cast. Try to do a full charge. It's 35 magic for a full charge. There are some patterns with Hecate that are good, some that are bad. So here we have to dodge this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. When you use double frenzy, it's about 6 laps. Dashing between it, it's 7 if you only use one frenzy if you want to play it safe. This is a very bad pattern that she ran away. There's not much we can do about it. All right. Not bad, right? I don't think there's much to say there. You kind of just dodge the attacks. I mean, the polymorph is tough. There's certain movesets that she can do to you that makes it much harder to dodge the sheeping, too. Like the Ray one is really hard. If she hits you while you're trying to dodge, it does have this sort of hit stop effect, which will definitely mess you up and cause a problem. So we actually have all the boons we need, so we don't need to... Normally, I would either put on Hera's Keepsake or Apollo's Keepsake if we're lacking one of these 2 boons, but we're not, so that's great. So what we can do is actually put on the Droplet. Move speed, channel speed is the key, especially that move speed once we get to Morning Fields. We'll be using this for the next 2 zones. Man, I've never done so much talking before in my life, I think. Skip the Breath of Arrows, but if you had Arachne's Dress, you might want to consider something like that to try to hold on to it, right? Other things we're trying to look for now, we can consider Poseidon's Legendary, we can consider Cherished Heirloom to try to get a better fig. Palms on things like the Special or Slip would be nice. We don't need to palm Born Gain at all. We're pretty much done with magic at this point. That's it, but more important than anything else is going to be just getting free chambers, for sure. So we're definitely going to be prioritizing that. We kind of got a pretty good setup for... Come on. Hello? Were you there the whole time? Okay, that was a bit unlucky. Not the best first chamber here. There's a trial on the left. We don't want that. Hermes definitely has things that we're interested in. This isn't a bad chamber for us. That should be the last enemy. Hopefully we don't get other free chambers offered at the same time. Nitro Boost is amazing just for the 15% move speed. Rarity doesn't matter for that. Nimble Mind would have been good too. Nice. The other 2 doors do not have, like the shop, for instance. That's nice. You don't have no control over it, though. If you get offered something like a mid-shop or an event room like Arachne or Narcissus, if you skip it, you won't get offered it again, that run. Let's see here. So, I mean, the top one's free. Not very important. We have a lot of rolls. None of these really do a whole lot for the build. Creation maybe could, but probably not. I think we do roll. Some of those were definitely easy. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'll roll again, because, again, not good. Okay, so these are also not good. Hobbled Affluence won't really harm us at all, though, so we're just going to go that way. Spam the button for whatever we get here. Probably a Serpent, dash left. Drop the cast to freeze it. Hopefully we get the quick kill. Nice, okay, we like. Some of the enemies steal the knives there for that. It's Poseidon. So we would like to get geyser spout to try to work towards the legendary. We did get it. It's the only way to get it now is that path. I see the shop on the right. This might be a good Oceanus, actually. Apollo could give you a back burner. It's pretty solid. After that, not a whole lot. Perfect Image is good. 20% global damage bonus. Aphrodite would be great to have in the pool of gods, and then you could get Shameless Attitude. Perfect Image kind of does something for us, though, in the meantime. Can't roll for Cherished Heirloom or anything.
Until we meet again.
Should be fine to go this way now. Ooh, not a great-looking chamber at a glance. These enemies are so annoying, right? You get lots of them. They're spread out throughout the whole room, unfortunately for us. There's definitely certain room makeups here that are absolutely devastating. Like, just kind of end the run immediately. If you get, like, the unarmored sea serpents hanging around a lot. We'll take that move speed for later. Is Backburner not just better than Perfect Image? I'm not sure. Perfect Image affects, like, the splash damage. I think, with Backburner, you can actually backstab with more things than you might think, but I haven't actually tested to make sure that you can backstab with the splash. You might be able to. We will take Hera here. Although you can't see Artemis in this chamber. I'm kind of thinking about Cherished Heirloom. In hindsight, I probably should have done the max health just to have a chance of seeing Artemis. She can't appear after the zone, so... And having not seen her at all. You can only see her once per run, too. Come on. Try to dash toward the exits on the way here. No Cherished Heirloom yet. Bloodline is okay. It's pretty good.
Sure, why not?
Sun Worshipper is straight up bad, unfortunately. So you don't really want this, because it might steal the daggers from the homing and everything. It's not good. Is not good. Let's see. I think we go for another boon here. More Hera. Rousing Reception isn't amazing. Bloodline's back. One roll for Cherished Heirloom. No dice. I think I take Rousing Reception over Hereditary Bane. Do they have the trade hit points for money like they did in Hades 1? They do. In the wells, I think you mean?
Excuse me?
Okay, young ladies. You try to drop... It's most important to get Jetty. And then as soon as the bubble drops is when I'm letting go of the special here. See another one. Dropping the cast at the right time is very important. Great fight, actually. Very strong fight. Our time compared to our PB is a bit slow, though. We didn't get enough free chambers, essentially. But it's a pretty good run, still. It's not bad. So we're keeping our keepsake on. We still have plenty of time on it. No way we're selling anything here. Nope. Lots of move speed, too. This is good. Sun attacks and specials do backstab. Someone speedrunning Discord said the sprint can backstab too, but you haven't tested it. Gotcha. I thought so too, because we found out in a run a while ago that Hef's ding-dongs can backstab via backburner. You don't want a Hex. I don't know if I should really be rolling here when we're cusping on the Poseidon Legendary, though. I think we're going to leave it. We did get a 2 reward chamber, and it looks like this might be a solid layout here. Morning Fields, like, you're kind of at the mercy. It's a very on-rails zone where it doesn't really change a whole lot run to run. Typically, you get a chamber like this with about 2 rewards. If you're unlucky, 3 rewards. Then you get a mini-boss. Then you get Echo. Then you get one more chamber kind of like this one with either 2 or 3 rewards. You're hoping to see Nemesis at some point in here. Eclipse is decent enough. These 2 rewards were very close to each other, so that's definitely good. Come on, hit it. I would like Poseidon on the door, but I'm not really willing to spend time to roll.
Finished here.
It would cost us time to actually do that. Dash behind. Make sure you don't get sucked off by this guy. There we go. We don't have a lot of channel speed this run. Man, they really don't want to give me Cherished Heirloom, do they? I think we will still roll.
Fates won't mind.
No dice. I guess we will take Bloodline. It's pretty good. Run towards Echo. Always take Echo. Always take Echo. Because this replaces a whole... We saw on the other door that it's a 3 reward exit. We would have to do that whole chamber versus just doing Echo instead, which is just a massive difference, right?
Have to press.
Okay, so here we've only had 2 palms, one in the special, one on Slippery Slope, but this is the only thing that does anything. Ideally, it would have hit the special, but it's not a huge deal. No Poseidon here. Ugh, we want the hammer. The Path of Stars is a little annoying, though. Because Paths of Stars actually waste some time with the animation.
Why not?
I think it's going to be worth it, hopefully, though. I hope. We're hoping to see Nemesis in here somewhere. We're definitely just kind of doing our best. I did get the tree, at least, here, huh? To find out where everything is relatively quickly. Yeah, we definitely aggroed a bunch of garbage here. Yeah, definitely not a great first combat. Just a lot of junk around. These are all useless, unfortunately, for us. Can't see none with these rewards. You can't? Wait, why?
Smackers.
I don't think Nemesis is locked out like Artemis is. I didn't think so. After using your hex, foes in the target area take 30% more damage. I'm not so certain I'm ever going to use the hex anyway. But I guess I'll grab some junk. Otherwise, the tree is obviously going to let you know where everything is. So you would like to get that? Come on, please die.
Freeze.
Wow, I actually ran out of magic by the end, but it's not a big deal because these chambers usually take a while, right? You know what? I will waste a couple seconds just to go left here. And Cherished Heirloom will bless us 100%. Whoop.
Hear me.
What's a bird do? Just gives you a 4% passive crit chance. I have no more rolls, unfortunately, though. Proper upbringing hits, Slippery Slope, in the dash, and Rousing Reception. Probably the best you can do.
Of Earth.
Okay, not much to say about the dog here. Drop the cast, go behind. Hopefully it'll only take... Hopefully it would have only been 2 specials, but that wasn't the case. 2 omegas, rather. Please die. While you're dropping, I can do this. There we go.
Spirits of despair, be gone.
Jazoom. More channel speed would have been very nice in this build. So there's a hammer that gives you 40% faster channeling. That would have been beautiful. But what can you do? We didn't get Cherished Heirloom, and we tried pretty hard, too, to get it. We got, God, I don't even know, 5 or 6 chances. Just didn't happen, though. What can you do? We didn't get the Poseidon Legendary either. We tried our best.
Service hall.
Let's swap on over to the Fig Leaf. There's really no other question about it. Chaos Gates don't help you skip chambers here, unfortunately. Nothing to sell. You gotta pray the Fig Leaf behaves. In our PB, we'd already be done, yeah. It's been debated using Fig Leaf in other zones, but it just doesn't really seem to make sense, I think, at the end of the day. This is kind of the consensus that we use. Now, you just really hope that the Fig Leaf triggers in the first chamber more than anywhere else, because the first chamber here in Tartarus, enemies spawn more slowly. You get more enemies often, too. You get more waves. Like, it's just super slow compared to the other chambers, but you have no control, so... Nice. Okay, 1. 1. After that, I don't care that much. 2. You want a pause buffer to find this? It is possible that Hades is okay nowadays to take. For enemy types, you really wouldn't want to see these guys. You tend to get a lot of them. They run away. It's definitely no bueno. Excuse me. Hello. Okay. Go, rousing reception. Kind of a bad chamber for combat. Gotta watch out. Find the right exit here. One more. Come on. You can just get totally scammed out of the fig leaf. It's happened to us. We've had more than one run where we get literally 0. It's a 50-50 chance. Sometimes you just get zeroed. You got all 3, though, to trigger. Come on, come here. Tried our best. The actual enemy chambers we got were a little rough, though. Lots of money bags. Cherished heirloom now? Show me Poseidon. Oh, stop it, Hera. Take a break, honey. Sure, give me bridal glow now. Ugh. Nice try. What are you doing? What are you doing with your life?
One way in.
Do I plan on doing this run for GDQ? Oh, no, probably not. I'm not high enough on the leaderboard. Number 1. Number 2, they tend to not put early access games in GDQ. Okay, Chronos, just run in, drop the cast, charge up an Omega. Hopefully it doesn't take too many. Do it. I want to kind of dive in as the balls are dropping there. You'd want to dash behind normally for that. He does teleport at this point every time. It's a lot of just kind of dash behind him at the right moment in order to avoid taking damage. I didn't do a great job at it this time. I'm going to say we do not have enough damage to get the skip here. Unfortunately. Got a low level, low rarity special. There we go. Total Eclipse kind of finished it, though. 747. Yay! It was actually a pretty good run. Not the best RNG, but far from the worst also. We finished 2 minutes faster in our PB, but yeah, that's sort of like the free chamber stuff, you know what I mean? Just a big, big difference in that. The Chronos fight actually went okay. You know, we didn't have enough damage. Normally we would. We just kind of hope for better special and or the Omega. Sorry, a higher level special, higher rarity special, and or the legendary from Poseidon. I honestly don't have the legendary from Poseidon that often. We also just didn't have a lot of channel speed either. Like, we didn't have any from Hermes or anywhere else. Right? So, I mean, that's it. It's very much so like a one-button destruction build. You know, a second hammer didn't help us in either, unfortunately. There you go. Dunzo. That's it.